This program is brought to you in part by Cedar Ridge Paving and Milling, commercial and residential work. Yes, welcome to Race and Action Today Talk Series. We have special guest today with the UNICO National Southington Chapter and good friend and family member, Mark Mongillo. Mark,
yes.
Pleasure seeing you.
Same here.
And I'm really anxious to talk to you about the UNICO Club. I've heard many great things about them. How did this all start with UNICO?
First of all, Larry, thank you for having me here because I'm always proud and look forward to talking about UNICO and what we do as an organization, because we are a service organization. So actually UNICO started in 1944, and it was actually founded in Waterbury by Anthony Vastola.
Was the doctor, right?
It was a doctor,
yeah.
Dr. Anthony Vastola.
Yeah.
And he wanted to have an organization of Italians at this point and to focus on service. His thing was all service above self. And he actually came up with the motto, service above self. And that's how it all started. So yes, UNICO and UNICO National was actually born in Waterbury. That's not where it's headquartered right now.
It's really interesting. That's where it all started, though.
Yes, Waterbury, Connecticut. Yep. And right now, UNICO National has grown to over 7,000 members nationally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's quite an organization. Yes. For Southington, the Southington chapter of UNICO started in 1945. And we kept the motto of service above self. And not too many people know this, because UNICO, as we're called, is actually from the Italian word unico. And in Italian, unico means unique. Unique, or of one mind. Yeah. So what UNICO National did was to take the motto, take the word unico, and actually created an acronym for each of the letters.
Wow.
Yeah. So we recite this at all of our meetings so everyone understands what UNICO really means, what UNICO is all about.
Well, wow. That's
so
now you meet every month or so?
We meet on a monthly basis. That's our regular meetings. We meet 9 times a year. And at those regular meetings, we're conducting business, and that business is focused on looking at charities and organizations that have either requested for a donation, or there are certain organizations that we automatically give to, and they're part of our budget.
Now, so when somebody needs help, they will send you a letter and ask you for help. That's the normal procedure.
Yeah, the normal procedure is that someone would send via postal mail or email, and once that arrives, we give it to our screening committee. And our screening committee is set up to take a look at what the request is, how much it is for, and if it fits into what UNICO stands for and what we have developed as our core focus.
Wow. Well, it sounds very similar. I am a Lion Club member in Berlin, and it was kind of similar to what we do.
Right.
And we also have a picture of your logo, of which I want them to show, to see what your logo is. It is a national organization, right?
Right.
And now, do you pay dues monthly or yearly, or how does that work?
We pay annual dues, and the dues go into part of what we call our revenue stream. Our monthly meetings are held at a restaurant. UNICO does not have a formal building.
Okay.
Unlike some other organizations.
Yep.
So we have our monthly meetings at a restaurant. We usually stay with the same restaurant for the entire year. And we have a dinner. So that we can enjoy camaraderie, mixing that with our business. So we get the chance to talk with each other, find out what's going on, and then we discuss at our business portion of the meeting the business at hand. What's happening with all of our committees, and we have many committees, And so the committee chairs report what they're doing. And if there's any special events coming up, we discuss those events, and we discuss
New business.
getting those new business and getting those events staffed.
Wow.
Right.
Wow, this sounds interesting.
It is.
I have to say. Now, do you have fundraising events during the year?
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that, because fundraising is probably the core of how we raise money to be able to give out to charities.
Yes.
Right. So our major fundraisers are our annual golf tournament, which we hold in Southington at the Southington Country Club, and that's once a year. It's usually the first Wednesday before Memorial Day weekend. This year it falls immediately after Memorial Day weekend. We also have what we call a big breakfast. It's an all-you-can-eat breakfast.
Yes, yeah, I've seen pictures online of this. It looks like a fun event.
Oh, it's food. And one thing about UNICO, we eat.
Yeah.
And we eat very well.
Yeah.
And the
Well,
big
the
breakfast,
heritage of the Italians.
it's the Italian heritage.
Yeah.
And the food is nonstop. We get plenty of volunteers. We have the Italian club from Southington High School. The youngsters in that group, the young adults, help with the service, and they help with the setting up the tables, tearing down the tables. It's a great event. So we hold that twice a year.
Now, when you have this breakfast, is that for outside people too?
Oh, it's everybody.
Everybody.
It's for everybody. It's not confined. Nothing that we do is confined to just our club, other than if we have our own internal Christmas party or Christmas party for our children, grandchildren.
Yep.
Other than that, all our events are for everybody. Anyone is welcome to attend.
Wow. How many members do you have?
We have currently 80 members
80?
in Southington. And of those 80, it's like any organization, we have maybe half of those are regularly involved.
Regular, yep.
But when duty calls,
Active people.
yeah, active people, right? When duty calls, they do come.
Yeah.
And that's the main thing.
Yep.
We also have for fundraisers, we have what we call the Italian Monday night dinners, and we do those 2 to 3 times a year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we hold
Where do you do that?
at Testa's banquet facility.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, and he gives us a very nice, not only a nice meal, full course meal, but he does it at a very reasonable price for us so that we can use it as a fundraiser.
As a fundraiser too. Yep.
Right. And then, as you know, we also have the Notte di Amore gift bags.
Yes, the gift bags.
The gift bags, they have become very popular, and over the years, and it all started because of COVID.
Yeah, you couldn't go to the...
Right.
You used to go to the AquaTurf,
The
right?
AquaTurf. We used to have a full course dinner at the AquaTurf, and the AquaTurf was very cordial and also accommodating, also giving us a break so that we can use it as a fundraiser. But COVID turned the world upside down and turned our events upside down. So we had to reinvent that event, and it turned out to be a hit because we give a gift card to 2 major restaurants.
Yep.
We give 2 bottles of wine.
Yeah.
We give candies and assorted goodies and a rose.
Yeah, the restaurants there down the street from AquaTurf. What was the name? I can't remember.
The New Mill.
Mill, yes.
The New Mill.
Yeah, I enjoy going there,
Yes.
I have to say.
Yeah, the New Mill is very good. And this year we're proud to say that Anthony Jacks is also giving us a gift card.
Wow.
Both restaurants give us the gift card at a very reasonable rate so that we can use it as a fundraiser.
As a fundraiser, yeah.
Right. And for the sole purpose of giving out the money.
Yep.
And that's the best thing about this.
Yeah.
That we're helping others.
You said the magic word, we serve.
Yes.
That's the magic word.
The magic word is we do. We serve, and we try to help as many organizations as we possibly can, within our mission.
Now, do you intersect with other towns, or they're not close by for the organization? Like you have a Southington chapter.
Right.
Is there other chapters in Connecticut?
Yes. There are, each within each district, there are anywhere from 4 to 6 chapters. So we have chapters in Torrington, we have chapters in Bristol, we have chapters in West Hartford, Avon,
Wow.
Hartford, Manchester. I mean, so it's quite extensive. And each of these districts that have chapters are focused, in their particular
area. Yes. Do you ever have an event with all the chapters together?
Internally, we'll get together with other chapters, and every quarter we have what we call a district meeting with all the chapters within the district, and we get to share what each one is doing for events in case they're doing something that, wow, that sounds really exciting. We might want to try that, and at the same time, they look at Southington because we probably have the most events of all of them.
Oh, yeah.
So they really like to hear what Southington is doing so that they might take that back and do that in their chapter.
Now, I got to ask you, in town you have this Apple Fest. Is that what they call it?
Yes, Apple Harvest Festival.
Are you involved in this too?
Yes. For the Apple Harvest Festival, we have a booth, and we serve sausage and pepper grinders and onions.
Oh, my dear.
The good old Italian sausage, peppers, and onions.
It sounds like I would enjoy that.
And they are definitely a hit. We've been doing the sausage and pepper grinders now for, I would say, the better part of 10, 15 years.
Oh, wow.
And again, giving a plug for the AquaTurf, they allow us to use their kitchen to cut up the peppers and the onions. They help out. And we pre-cook the sausage so that we're not cooking it on that very day. So they're kind of pre-cooked so that we're making sure that they're done.
Oddly enough, and I don't know why, but every year you have this event, there's something wrong, or I got something going on, or I'm sick, and I miss out on this. And because I love apple fritters, I'll tell you right now, that thing there, let me tell you, wow.
They're amazing.
I love them.
Oh, yeah. And that booth is right across from our booth.
Oh, wow.
So it's, and we have, the way we arrange it is every day is commanded by what we call a booth boss, for UNICO. So the booth boss, usually their first job in the morning is go over to the apple fritter booth, pick up bags of fritters for your staff that are going to be working in the booth. So it works out good.
Yeah, we have, we have the Berlin Fair, and we have a couple of lines. We have a sausage booth, our own. We also have fried vegetables, of all things, and with tenders too, chicken tenders. Right. And I'm always, unfortunately, it's right near the beer booth, which is not a good thing, because if you're going to eat that, you're going to have a beer too.
Exactly.
But it's all fun. It's all good.
It's all good. It's all good stuff. Yeah.
And I really enjoy it, and it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah. We also have the Italian American Festival, and that's sponsored by UNICO, the Sons of Italy, and the Sorelle d'Italia. And it originally started with the Southington Chamber of Commerce, and when they no longer could support it, the Sorelle d'Italia stepped forward. So now the 3 Italian organizations sponsor that, and that's strictly between UNICO, Sons of Italy, and Sorelle d'Italia.
Now, what's the difference as far as the food different or something?
The food is not different. We still have our sausage, pepper, and grinder booth there. But the event itself, we have a separate committee that oversees the Italian American Festival, because it's the 3 organizations.
Okay, all right.
So we have a different chair. We have a chairman from UNICO. There's a chairman from the Sons of Italy, and the chairman from Sorelle. They organize it.
Oh, wow.
But the entire focus is to support the Italian heritage.
Heritage, yes.
What it's all about.
Now, in the beginning, when this started, they were more concerned with the immigrants that had just come here. They were kind of an overshadow for them. Am I thinking right?
You are. Yeah, very much so. And when our grandparents and our parents, for those born in Italy, came here, it's like anything else. It was like shocking. Yeah, what do you do in a country that you don't speak the language, and you want to make a life for yourself here?
Yeah, you
and
want
so
to
you have to
earn a
depend.
living, yes.
Yeah, earn a living. So you depend on any relatives or friends that have come here before you, and like many of the immigrants that came through, all the immigrants that came through Ellis Island, they needed a sponsor. So when they came over here, they had to have a sponsor,
Yeah.
right? And so it was organizations like UNICO and like the Sons of Italy that fostered that connection with the Italian heritage.
Yeah,
Right.
they had a very important role when it comes to that. And when you think about the time frame,
Right.
it was not the same like it is today.
No.
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 Now, it's another question is, to become a member of UNICO, do you need to be an Italian?
Right. Right. Through blood or through a relationship. So for UNICO, either your mother or your father need to be Italian.
Okay.
Right. And that's how it starts. So if you have that connection,
That's your way in.
that's the way in. And UNICO for many years, as you probably know, was strictly male oriented.
Yeah.
Right. But now it's male and female. So we have quite a few women that belong to UNICO, and all organizations, and UNICO is no exception.
Yeah.
It's the focus being service above self.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what it's all about.
Absolutely. And I have to tell you, when I was a kid, I was I used to belong to the boys' club in New Britain.
Mm-hmm.
We used to have a picnic. They would sponsor at Batterson Park, and they we have hot dogs and play baseball. And I don't know, do they still do this kind of thing?
UNICO specifically doesn't sponsor picnics like that, but we donate money for organizations to be able to do that.
Okay, so you become a sponsor of the
We become a
event.
sponsor. So, for example, UNICO is a 100% sponsor for Unified Sports. And Unified Sports is a division of Special Olympics.
Okay.
So all the events carried on by Unified Sports, basketball, theater, baseball, we as UNICO have signed up to help them 100% with all their fees, whatever the cost may be.
Oh, wow.
Right. And that's our way of making sure that we're servicing everybody.
Yes.
Right.
Well, that's certainly great to know. I had no idea of the realm of things you got involved with there.
Yeah, it's quite extensive, and the more you get involved with UNICO and you see what you're doing, you kind of get this euphoria, and you get this desire to keep on giving.
Yes.
Because
yes.
in the end, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because, like I said, UNICO itself, the letters stand for something, and the N in UNICO is for neighborliness. In other words, being able, we all believe that we are our brother's keeper. We are our neighbor's keeper. So whatever we can do to help, that's what we do.
That's what
Even
we
for
do.
blood drives.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's really it's in your town, Southington. Do you have members that live out of Southington?
Members that, yes, we do. If a town does not have a chapter, they are allowed to join any UNICO chapter that they want to.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we do have some members that are out of town in a specific area that does not have a chapter. For example, New Britain did have a chapter for quite a while, but it has kind of disappeared.
Yep.
So individuals from New Britain can join UNICO in Southington. They can join UNICO in other towns, but most of them come to Southington.
Yeah, well, I remember, now that you say it, they had to have, at the time I used to go to the picnics, and there must have been a UNICO in New Britain,
Yes. Yeah, there was quite a few years ago. Yeah.
And the other thing, you brought up a good point about being involved with different things. We just lost a good friend, Howie. And he was involved in everything. I'm telling you, he just was one of those special people.
He was, Howie. I mean, he was not a member of UNICO, but he was a member of Lions and several organizations. And talk about a person that was bigger than life.
Oh, yeah.
And giving.
Nope. He would think of everyone else but himself.
Right.
That's how he was.
That's how he was. Right.
It was a shame, to see him go so young.
Yes, it was.
He was such a great guy, And of course, the other thing we just lost, our cousin.
Yes.
Who would have ever thought, We haven't seen him in I don't know how many years. It's a shame.
It is, life is so short.
Yeah.
So when every opportunity you can, we should be giving to others.
We've been blessed with our family.
Yes.
And, your mother, how old was she? I love to tell people how it's.
My mother was 102 years old when she passed
isn't
away.
that special?
Oh, and she was a Spitfire right to the end.
Right to the end. Oh, my dear.
Right to the end. And
the pictures you sent me, when we were young. Wow.
Yeah, they brought back a lot of memories.
Yeah, the beach and the get-togethers, and it was fun.
I mean, I know not many people are going to know this except you and I, but when your father, my father, you think about, they came from a family with, what was it, nine or 10 boys and 3 girls.
Yeah, it's hard to believe.
Hard to believe, all the cousins we have. And,
yes, yeah.
But unfortunately, all our aunts and uncles have passed away. And,
it's hard to believe, when you look back, it was special.
Yeah. And our grandmother, as an Italian immigrant, trying to make ends meet.
Yep. The garden at the house. I still can remember going there on a Sunday.
Yeah.
She'd have that salad, big salad made from the garden.
Made from the garden.
You would have some macaroni.
Right.
The roosters were in the sauce. I couldn't. I used to ask her, "Is this a chicken? Oh, rooster."
Yeah. Grandma's chicken coop, and going there so many times to get the eggs out, and
hard to believe. Wasn't it hard to believe?
Yeah, very hard to believe.
I mean, Easter time, they would have a table full of everything you could imagine.
Yes.
It
was.
The homemade breads and the pastries with the eggs right inside them. Oh my dear!
Yeah, no, it was a feast.
It was something else. I'll tell you, it was something you just never forget.
Yeah. And that's every ethnicity has a culture that they want to maintain, and so whether it's the Polish or the Italians or the Irish, we relish and cherish the opportunity to be able to foster that culture to our children, so that they know
where we come from.
Where we come from. How it all started, and it was a tough life.
I'll tell you an interesting story. When I lived in New Britain as a kid, during the summer, I used to go to summer school to the Polish church. I forgot the name already. Boy, oh boy. It was a huge Polish church, but they had summer school. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they would come out with a snack, they called it. You know what the snack was? The leftover things from the communion. That was your snack.
That was the snack.
Oh, my God. Oh, my dear.
Wow. That's amazing.
It's amazing.
It is. It is amazing.
And I love thinking about those days. It was special.
They were very special.
Mark, unfortunately, when you're having fun, time flies.
Yes.
And I want to thank you for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
And look forward to do some more things with you, because this has been very interesting. People will be very interested to see what the UNICO Club was about, and you certainly represent them well.
Thank
I
you.
want to thank you. I want to thank you viewers for being with us tonight on the Talk series. And you never know who you're going to see next on our show. Trust me. I want to thank you, and good night. This program is brought to you in part by Just Results Weight Loss Center in Berlin, Connecticut.
The Saybrook Fish House in Canton has been serving fresh seafood, chicken, and prime steaks for 40 years. Experience one of our 3 unique dining room settings, 2 with fireplaces, or relax in our cozy pub with a craft beer, wine by the glass, or specialty cocktail while enjoying a meal from our new lighter fare pub menu. Serving lunch and dinner Tuesday through Sunday. Reservations accepted for parties of 2 to 42. Gift cards always available. The Saybrook Fish House, nestled at the crossroads of routes 44, 202, and 179 in Canton.